Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Toriko Chapter 203 review. Now, this chapter, honest to God, it's chefs. It's a lot of chefs. Just chefs upon chefs. Names, a shit ton of names. So, the way this chapter review is going to work out is that it's going to be more of a read-along. Like, it's going to be more of like a step-by-step process as I go page by page by page, because there was mad chefs, just mad dudes coming out and shit. And yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, Life Bearer, whoa, I mean, that caught me completely off guard. I was like, what is he doing here? But honestly, like, it really is cool shit. And but basically, when it comes to the overall thoughts of the chapter, the overall, let me start with the actual reviewing aspect and then the actual summary. So honestly, the fact that Komatsu has the lives of 4,500,000 people, well, correction, no, 450 million people. The fact that their lives are on his shoulders, I mean, that is one hell of a heavy burden. I mean, he has to figure out a way in order to prepare this purple, I think it's called a mochi. I think it's called, yeah, like a mochi. I'm not too sure what a mochi is, but I think it's made out of like rice and like purple rice grain or something of that nature. And apparently it counteracts the effects of the yellow greenish rain. So it counters the poison. And the thing here is that this is a special ingredient, which means that it takes a certain way to prepare it. And according to Yuta, only certain high-level chefs can prepare this dish. But Komatsu is going to try and figure out a way to prepare the dish so where lower-class chefs can also prepare this dish. And he has 10 minutes to do so. Now, the thing that I found a little bit too convenient is that at the end of the chapter, there was one guy, I forgot his name. I mean, we'll get to it. Like, we'll get to it when I do the summary. But this guy said that he could stall the poison rain for like 3 hours at the most. So that to me was a little bit too convenient, but still, it doesn't change the fact that millions, hundreds of millions of lives are on the line here. And if Komatsu fails, or if Komatsu takes too much time, then these lives will be sacrificed. Now, they said that they can prepare for at least 50 million people, but that means that because out of the 500 million people that are being affected by this poison rain, only 50 million can be saved. That is a very small percentage out of 500 million. So I mean, yo, like it's crazy shit. So imagine the entire country of the United States of America completely being immersed in this illness, and it's gonna kill everyone in 3 hours. However, one man has the chance to save us all, but he only has 10 minutes. Can he do it? Honestly, if it was me, I would choke. Oh, I would so fucking choke. I'm sorry. Alright? I mean, the way I see it, I'd rather save some lives than rather have them all die. I mean, I'm not that skilled in cooking. Alright? I can't. No. I mean, I can make eggs. And like maybe a cake if I tried. Maybe. I'm not too sure. Pizza's a no-no. I can make a sandwich, you know. I can make a sandwich. Lasagna, like if I really tried. But what the fuck these guys are doing? No. I mean, my hands aren't delicate. They're not, no. I can't do that shit. But basically, when it comes to the chapter overall, this chapter, it's not like we got anywhere. Well, we did get somewhere, but it wasn't like it wasn't like God damn it! It wasn't like we went monumental leaps. Like we didn't take monumental jumps into like the story. It was just that we see these chefs coming together, and they're now going to figure out a way how to cure the illness that is caused by the rain. And then also in this chapter, there were a few parts from a few parts with the Heavenly Kings, and they're now remotivated because of Rin because she used her endorphin smoke in order to numb their pain, and B, they realize that they have to beat this motherfucker, otherwise the president is gonna wind up, laughing at their asses, and of course scolding them, and so on and so forth. But because that's the way a lot of anime slash shonen works out, where the characters seem to be a lot more motivated by an individual, rather their own lives on the line. I mean, I don't know why. If it was my ass, I'd be going 100% to the max, knowing that my life is on the line. But hey, but yeah, so let me get started with the actual summary. So basically, and by the way, one last thing for those of you guys who don't know, I did a versus match recently with the Yusuke and Naruto. Niggas are going ham. Well, no, not really, but the Naruto, like the Naruto fans, they're going, yeah, whatever, fuck that shit, all right. I'm just saying, all right. Naruto, fuck Naruto, man. Where's fuck Toriko, man? Fucking Kugi punch, bitch. So basically, this chapter starts off, and we're seeing a lot of the chefs, because we see like Setsuno, she comes in. Following Setsuno, we saw Chiru, which, kind of threw me off guard. And then, what really threw me off guard was fucking Library. I mean, I was like, whoa, bro, why the fuck are you here, Mr. Library? But he's here, and he's informed, Komatsu and the others, that he is now no longer an underground chef, he is an above ground chef, meaning that he's now a good guy. And like, we see him, he's, I want to say he's a little bit gay. I want to say he's a little bit feminine, in a way. Like, I get that vibe. Like, Okama. Yeah, he kind of feels like an Okama now. I mean, I don't know why. But, and then we see other chefs come in, like, high-ranking motherfuckers, alright? So the first one they mention is this guy, with an eye patch, like a weird mustache, and he is, Damala, he is the owner of Damala's Curry, which is a restaurant of an annual turnover of 10 trillion yen. 10 trillion yen. Fuck, I want 10 trillion yen. Shit. 10 trillion yen, ranked 4th in the world for a gourmet chef. And, ranked 4th in the world for gourmet chef, and he is Damala Sky the 13th. Alright, so that's his name. Damala Sky the 13th. The next chef we see is this old man with like a really, we don't see his eyes, big ass eyebrows, big ass mustache. He's the owner of the Guts restaurant. That is a perfect fucking name. And you know why. If you guys have no money shit with Berserk, that is a perfect fucking name. The Guts restaurant, ranked 22nd in the world. Chef Lee Lobu, alright, fine. Chef Lee Lobu. And then we go to the next person, who is a female. And she is the, something of the snack bar, alright? Surara. And then she's ranked, 31st in the world, Mama Surara, which is a kind of weird name. And then the last person is she's entered, like, for the first time in the top 10. She is the owner of the cafeteria Granny. And her name, and also she is apparently a school teacher, or she is a chef teacher at some gourmet school, and she is Chef Sumiri, or Sumaire, I'm not too sure. Either way, and all these chefs are coming out. That one guy from the fucking IGO, Jonas, he comes out too, because he's a chef, and we see all these chefs coming out together. And then what happens is that Yuda's like, okay, fine, well now I'm going to teach you guys the antidote for the yellow greenish rain. And what happens here is that we see the scene of the 4 beasts, and like the 4 beasts. No. Like, seriously, like, go back to the chapter right now, and go to page 6. Take a good look at this motherfucker. Take a good long look at this motherfucker, man. Like, look at that. Like, how many abs does he have? Like, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's rocking like an 8-pack times like 16, because like each of the sides are like abbed up and shit. It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Fucking creatine plus steroids, like horse pills and shit. like souped up, and then he has 6 arms. Why does he have 6 fucking arms? Like, what's going on with this guy? He's like a jacked spider. No, he's like a spider. He's like a jacked spider combined with like Godzilla and like the Juggernaut. Like, it's fucking weird shit going on, alright? Yeah, like this guy is, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this motherfucker Kentaro makes the weirdest, I mean, aside from Oda, he makes the weirdest motherfuckers. Like, seriously. Like it's not even funny. Like, I mean, props, yo. Props to Kentaro. This guy is, yeah, 4 beasts. I mean, he is towering over skyscrapers. Like, it's not even funny. Like it's his fucking job. Like, yeah, like, aw, man. Fuck, man. And then like, we're seeing the 4 kings, they're all blood up and shit. And then what happens is, Rin, she comes in, she swoops in, she does the endorphin smoke right away to numb the pain of the 4 kings, and then she checks the power level once again. And now, last time, it was like 325, now it's 350. This motherfucker is raising in power. How? What the fuck is going on with this guy? Like, yo, he is raising in power. At some point, he may reach 400, which is like, what the fuck? I mean, clearly they weren't joking when they said that he's not a weakling in the gourmet world. And I don't see this guy being a weakling in the gourmet world with a 350 capture level power. That to me is insane. So basically, what happens is that Rin, she sees this, and like what happens is, you know, so she informs them that this guy's capture level is raising, you know, by the second, by the minute. And what happens is that as the rain is coming down, Toriko, you know, he tells Rin to take refuge, and then what happens is Teppei comes in, makes this umbrella tree, and I'm kind of, you know, I mean, it's kind of weird because I never saw Teppei. I never saw Teppei as a tree guy, but apparently he is a tree guy. I have no idea why, or maybe just in this scenario he is a tree guy. But basically, he comes out, and what happens is he tells them that a lot of people are unaware of the causes of the rain that is hitting them right now, and we need to take them into cover as soon as possible. And then at this point in time, he asks Rin to make a dense fog so they can stall the effects of the rain. And the poison is still going to kill them, but she can try and actually slow down the effects of the illness by preventing less rain from hitting the people, which is her job as of right now. And of course, Toriko enforces this, and he thanks her, and we all know that Rin, being like the one only female in the entire series that actually is like of age. When I say of age, I mean like 20 and above, like 20, between 20 and 30. All right, she's like around that range, because I've noticed how most of the females we see in Toriko are like grannies. It's like why are most of the females grannies? It's kind of weird. So she's the only one that's kind of like appealing in a way. Well, at least that I can remember. But in the anime, there's some like weird ass girl fucker. But basically, Rin, you know, so she's motivated by Toriko, and then she's gonna try and do her job very well. And then of course, Sunny asks him, "Why aren't you gonna help us?" And then he informs, you know, Sunny tells Teppei tells Sunny that, well, you guys are gourmet hunters. This is your job, to capture, eliminate, and, you know, wild ingredients. Is that not your job? And then of course they remember that this job was given to them by the old fucking man, and then now they're more motivated to, you know, kill the 4 beasts. And then Teppei informs Toriko once again that, remember, that this guy is always being revived. There is someone behind the scenes who is controlling this motherfucker. Take him down. And Toriko understands that this may in fact be also another duty left by the president for the 4 kings. He understands that. So we see, you know, this Godzilla Hulk-like motherfucker powering up once again, and then we cut back to the chefs. And the chefs right now, and basically, Yuta finishes making the mochi ball. All right, he finishes that, which basically is like medical mochi, which is colored rice, like purple colored rice, which negates the effects of the green color poisonous rain. And then what happens is that, Komatsu's like, okay, well, let's hurry the fuck up. Let's cook this shit and save lives. However, they're like, no, we can't do that because it is it is of high, high skill level to create this special. It's basically special preparation, all right? It takes a high skilled person, a high skilled individual in the ways of cooking to prepare this dish. And there is no way regular guys can do this. Even with all the people here, they can only create 50 million of these little mochis. However, Komatsu decides to figure out a way in order to prepare the dish, or in order to have the dish easily made by lower chefs, so more of the mochi balls can be created, so they can save a lot more lives. Because Komatsu refuses to only save 50 million people. He wants to save all of them, which is a key characteristic of a main character like Komatsu. So what happens here is that, so they actually, for some reason, the other chefs are kind of like motivated by seeing Komatsu, and what happens is, they decide to give him a shot, and they give him 10 minutes. And at the same time, apparently, Setsuno had called all of the chefs in her enterprise group, which apparently is like 1 million fucking chefs. And then Liebherr turns around, and he's like, oh, Tyrant, you came. I'm like, and all of a sudden there's some weird dude in like the back and shit, like, I'm like, what the fuck? So some weird dude in the back, and apparently when he prepares, he's like the king. He's very good at handling poison cooking, and he states that. And apparently, he's a genius chef, ranked 19th in the world. And he states that he can actually stall the poison for 3 hours, but you only have 10 minutes, Komatsu, in order to finish it. And Komatsu's like, yes, leave it to me. And that there is the end of the chapter. So once again, this chapter, I'm gonna have to give it a good, because even though we didn't get that far into the actual story, we're seeing the progression of the character of Komatsu. We've seen the results of Toriko's training in the temple, in the Shokuren temple. We saw his results, but now it's time to see Komatsu. Now it's time to see his food luck and how much it's grown. Now it's time to see his skills, his food honor, how much that has grown. And I want to see Komatsu, if he can actually do this. And if he can, props to Komatsu. If he can do this and actually make a special dish easier to create for those guys who are low-ranking chefs, then Komatsu, in my opinion, is ready for the gourmet world. But then again, there will be another test for Komatsu, and that will be next arc where they have the chef competition. So that being said, this chapter is going to get a good, and I will see you guys later. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. This is King of Lightning. Peace. Have a nice day.